Hey guys, welcome to my page Black Lens, and today we will be talking about what it feels like moving to your first base. So we will be doing a dorm tour in the beginning of this video so that you have an idea of the space or square feet that you have when you're coming to your first base. Currently, this dorm tour that I'm showing right now is a room on Osan Air Force Base, South Korea. So I mean, other dormitories might vary just a little, but usually most of the appliances and just the space in general is usually the same. It's just that the layouts might be different based on the type of base that you go to and whatnot. But that's just a general idea of what an Air Force dorm look like and what to expect so that you can plan accordingly what to bring and what not to bring. So you walk through the door, and then usually to your left, you either have these drawers you see right here, or the fridge. It's a double door fridge. I chose to put the drawers here because I like to keep everything when I come out from the bathroom. It's right there, and I don't have to go about searching for stuff. And I rather like to keep my freezer in the room. Now, here you have the common area, so it's the restroom slash bathroom. You share it with your partner or your suite mate, and then up here you have this mirror area or morning area, but it's just an area where you do your little stuff in the mornings and get ready. It has two drawers down there. I store my laundry and my stuffs in there. So in here is what the closet space looks like. I usually like to keep my civilian clothes on one side and then my uniforms and stuffs on the other one. So on the right side or to your left, whichever way, it's just the same closet area. It has a bar. It has a bar up in the roof of it where you can use for extra storage if you so desire to. And then we have this small little area here where I usually keep the rest of my clothes, and it's just extra storage. You also get a microwave. The microwave comes with the room already, so you don't need to buy it. You get that full size fridge. Also, it comes with a mirror, a full size mirror, so you have that also that comes. And then you have your study area, desk and a chair for the most part, and that door right there is the connection to your suite mate's room. If you're in those terms with your suite mate, you can leave it open and just move in and out. And you have your bed and then your nightstand. So this study area, the decks and then the chair, and yeah, those are the only things that come. It doesn't come with the MacBook though, just saying, just pointing out there. And you have a twin size bed because obviously you're the only one in the dorms, and it should be enough to cater for you. And you have that little storage beside the bed, and also your lamp. The lamp comes standard with the room too. So yep. So if you're watching this video, it means that you are done with technical training, which is part of the series through the journey into the military or the journey through the military. And technical training is one of them. So if you're watching this video, like I said before, you're done with technical training and you're wanting to see what it feels like being on your first base, the first time relocating to a different place. You could be on the East Coast, West Coast, overseas also. This is how the whole assignment thing works. I know I get a lot of questions about how does the Air Force know where to put me. So it goes off two things. One, it is your AFSC, your Air Force Specialty Code, which is basically the job that you are doing. So obviously, you gotta look at it this way. If they want you to, if they want to put you in Las Vegas, then it means that They are taking you to Las Vegas because your specific job that the Air Force has trained you on is in Las Vegas. That is one of the ways that they choose a base for you. Now, the other reason why they'll move you to base A instead of base B is it depends on the manner. So even though you might have a dream sheet of all the bases that you want to go to, so usually your dream sheet consists of 16 slots. We have 8 stateside bases and 8 overseas bases. But then at the same time, the mission comes first. So they have to need you at one of the bases that you've listed there for you to get that base. So some people say that, oh well, out of my 16 bases, I didn't get picked up for any of them. Well, it could be that yes, you picked the right bases, but there wasn't slots available for you. That is how it works. Or it could be that you picked the wrong bases. When I say the wrong bases, I mean that there are certain bases you need a certain rank and a certain time in service to get a position at that base. So they're not going to take an E3, which is an airman first class, and they're going to put him in the Netherlands, where the bases there are for staff sergeants and above, which is E4, E5 and above. Yeah, it's just not going to work. So that is how come people say that, oh well, they screwed me up. The Air Force said, oh, I should fill up 16 slots and they were gonna give me one, and they screwed me over and did not give me one. Well, if you had if you had learned or did some research, you know which bases you qualify for and the ones that you do not. PCS into your first base. Once you're done with tech school, government will pay to move you over to your first base. Yes, Uncle Sam will pay to move you to your first base. And usually what I advise that you do is, and actually they do tell you at technical training, they do tell you that make sure you always get a sponsor. Make sure you always get a sponsor before moving to your first base. Reason why you need a sponsor. You need a sponsor for so many good reasons. One of them is you're moving to a new base that you do not know anyone. The sponsor, he serves as the liaison or intermediate between your old base and then your new base. So basically they are that transition chain that hooks you from your old base to your new base. And if you have any questions about your new base, your sponsor is the person to talk to. Your sponsor is the one that is responsible to hook you up with a dormitory if you are single and you're coming to your first base. And if you're married, your sponsor is the one to look into base housing if you so desire, of which I'll make a different video about dormitory living and base housing and what the difference are and blah blah blah. Once you get to your first base, what are you expecting? Now you're expecting to in process. So your first couple of weeks, there is something called data migration, and data migration is the process where they move all your credentials and informations from your old base into your gaining base, which is the new base that you are coming to. So that first 2 weeks, you are going for appointments like finance, making sure that your paycheck is set straight. For your new location, we are going to places like NPS, making sure your ID cards are good to go, and just those type of appointments to make sure that everything is good to go, and then you are not out there struggling and not knowing what to do or not getting access to your emails or none of that. So all those things is actually a checklist that you go through with your new supervisor, and they will hook you up. Another thing that I would like to talk about is once you are done with in processing, right? The next phase of it is to get to know your job. That I cannot stress how much important it is to know your job, because Obviously, in tech school, they're not going to teach you something that takes you 4 years to get mastered to. Then they're not going to do that. They're just going to give you a brief summary of what your job looks like. And then they expect that when you get to your first base, just by looking at people doing it, asking questions if you don't understand something, and having your supervisors and other co-workers give you that hands-on training, they just expect that all that should build you into that professional airman that you want to be or you want to look like. So you don't want to get to your first base and just be slacking around. You need to keep your eyes wide open and look and learn your job, because that is the only reason why you're there. If you wanted to be in a base like Spangdahlem in Germany or Ramstein or whatever, you have that base. Yes, you are the location, or you're at a dream location that you've always wanted to be. But what is the use of being there if you don't know your job? So I cannot stress how important it is to learn your job in the first couple of weeks. I'm not saying become an expert, but do not slack either. Then the last thing that I'll talk about, or last but one thing I'll talk about when it comes to what the experience is like being on your first assignment, is that take your time. 3 words: take your time, relax, settle yourself into the environment. Do not be pressured to to have a sense of belongingness the moment you get there. If your contract says 3 or 4 years at that base, or 2 years or whatever, yeah, at least it's something above a year. You're going to be there for a long time at your first base. You just don't want to rush and start making the wrong friends, because in my course I've realized that friends are the reason why people get kicked out or people get their careers messed up. You don't want to be in that situation. So just take your time, know the people, you select the friends that you want to hang out with, and then just observe, because people change over time. The way they accept you when you first get on base, you will know the genuine ones that truly care about you and the ones that just put on a show for you. And then after a couple of weeks or months, they are just not the same people you knew when you first got onto the base. So that is very, very important, that you take your time and just familiarize yourself with the environment and get used to it. Now, the other thing that I'll talk about is transportation. If you already had a vehicle from back home prior to joining the military, good jobs, kudos, because the government will pay to move that vehicle over to your new base. But if you did not, of which usually is the most situation that people find themselves in, I would say that the best route would be to get a used vehicle. Now, before I even talk about vehicles, it is best you get your driver's license at least before you can, because if you have a driver's license, then the next process is a lot more easier, getting a vehicle. But if you do not have a driver's license, then now you need to go to school to learn how to drive, find people to teach you, and of which I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible to find people to teach you and get you used to, but it will just make everyone's job a lot more easier if you already had it before coming. So get you a used car. Most bases have a place called the Lemon Lot, and it is a place that people that are deploying or PCS and have vehicles that they don't really want to use anymore, are just trying to get rid of vehicles because they have too much or whatever the case might be. You can go there and get vehicles for cheap, because it's just like selling a vehicle to a brother, because we consider the military a brotherhood. So you find cheaper ones out there. Do not, well, I'll make another video about getting a first car, because that is a huge and a big topic, and I see people go down the hill about getting a vehicle when they first join the military. So get you a used car, something that you can afford, something that is good on gas mileage. Remember, no one stays on one base for their entire career. So whoever that you're trying to impress by getting that flashy car are going to leave sometime. And guess who's stuck with making those payments on the car is you. So be wise and be smart. If you're at a place that the weather is comfortable, I will approve of riding a bike to work. It gets you some workout, it moves you from point A to point B. If you can and it's close enough, just walk. If you need a ride to go to the commissary or go do grocery shopping, you can always ask a friend one time and then just give them like $10 or $15 for gas. $15 3 times a week, 3 times a month is way better than having to pay $600 for a car that you only drive back and forth to work. So yeah, that is the whole experience of moving to your first base. So feel free to leave a comment below in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe, guys. I need you to subscribe so that you can get the notifications as soon as I post the videos. Don't forget to tap on the doorbell, gang. Like this video if it helps you, give it a thumbs up, smash the like button, hit the like button, do whatever you please with it, and I will see you guys in the next one.